Because no one lives in Indiana. I'm close to New York, Jersey, and Philadelphia. Them things won't be sitting on the shelf around here for a while. Yo, good morning. What up? Going over some Facebook posts from yesterday. I told Facebook I was going to start a GoFundMe page so I can get a PS5, yo. Boozy, yeah, I gotta do it for a little minute, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna be here for a long time. Hey, nigga, you lucky you even see me in here right now. You lucky. You know what I'm saying? You so lucky, bro. Cyberpunk calling me right now, nigga. Calling me right now. And finish before the year is over. I gotta post some shit, on social media. Say, hey, I am an artist. I am still creating art. I know it's December, but this is the last painting I have for the year. So I figured I'll go ahead and work on this piece a little bit more today. Maybe just a couple hours. Probably be here like an hour or two, and then I'm going downstairs to the living room. I don't know what y'all boys gonna do today, but it's gonna be another day of heavy gaming for me. I'm sleepy. You see, I'm sleepy as shit. I can't even sleep right now because I be up. I was up at from midnight to 4 o'clock this morning playing the game. Then I went back to sleep for a little while, got back up a little bit. Like I said, I already been up this morning playing the game. I played the game all day yesterday. I went to sleep by 8 o'clock last night, by 8, 9 o'clock. About 8 o'clock, then I got up about midnight, about 12, 12:30. Then I hopped right back on the game till about 4 o'clock this morning, about 4:30 this morning. Then I went back to sleep. I just got up a little while ago, took a shower. I literally just took a shower, got dressed, came in the studio. I ain't even had no breakfast this morning yet. But now, I say I'll be in here for a couple hours, work on this painting for a little minute, and then it's right back to the game. I'm not playing, yo. I had to cuss my girlfriend out about this shit because this is our first year together, and she don't understand like what a gamer is. And she's like, "Oh, you been on the game all day." Yo, look, fuck you and whatever you saying right now. This is what I do. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. When I get a new game that I'm excited about, I don't give a fuck. I'll play that shit 16 hours a day, 20 hours a day, and you're not going to tell me anything about it. You're not going to nag me about playing my video games. What the fuck? My controller died? Yeah. And so it's like, trying to tell you, I've been playing video games for 30 years, yo. I'm not about to stop playing video games. Whatever, yo. It just, hey, it is what it is, yo. Like I say, if you frustrated or you bored because I've been on the game 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I'm gonna do this shit until the edge is worn off. Cause I'm gonna play the fuck out this game. I'm gonna play the fuck out this bitch. Exactly, you heard that shit, man. Like, I'm trying to stream and she's still riffing at me about, yo, you're not about to tell me what to do on a video game, yo. Simple as that. So, I think we got a little bit understanding now. But, yeah, if you don't like me playing the video game, that's some tough cookies. Y'all don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't know how to make that shit better for you or to ease that shit or whatever, because like I said, I'm 40 years old. I've been playing video games for over 30 years, yo. We a package deal. Exactly. And I'm grown. And I pay all the bills and everything. Like, yo, you can't tell me nothing. I pay my electricity bill. I pay my internet bill. My TV. My console. You can't tell me to get off this shit. That's all I'm saying, yo. You can't tell me not to play my game, yo. Oh, well, I'm bored. I want to watch a movie. Man, they plenty TVs in the house. You can go watch a movie in a different room, yo. And go read a book. And go do something else. It's gonna be a rough couple of days for you. I understand that. Because you will not have my attention. And you will not have control over the TV. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it's gonna be for a while. Until I get over the newness of the game, you know what I'm saying? Until I get finished with the main quest line and there's just like a few side missions left to do. And then I might be able to pull myself away a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Watch a little bit more movies or whatever. But it's so good though. So good. It's so good. I tried to tell my girl too. I said, look at one. I got a $500 gaming console right here. I got a $500 gaming console downstairs, and I have a VR headset with all the accessories for it. You can't see that shit. You can't see all that shit I invested in and think that I'm hardcore about this shit. Oh, this nigga got 2 PlayStation 4s, the Pros, and VR. That shit let you know right then, look, like this nigga really like playing video games. He really likes his video games. Yes, I do. I really like my video games. I don't care how old I get or whatever. As long as I ain't got arthritis in my hands and I can see and I can hold a fucking controller or whatever, I'm gonna keep playing these motherfuckers, yo. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Gas and diesel. Gas and diesel. Though you don't hold my attention, no, you own my heart. Now get from in front of the TV. You blocking my view. All you care about is that game. I mean, for right now, yes. For right now, yeah, you know, that's the only thing I care about right now is V in Night City. And I didn't even watch any spoilers the day before either. I was so hyped. I did so good, guys. And now I'm one of the top street kids in Night City, son. Walk around with all my tech abilities. You don't even gotta shoot niggas no more, yo. Working on getting my what that shit is? Overheat. And that charger shit. I just stand back and zap motherfuckers cyber components and fry the hell out they circuits and shit. Be killing niggas from a distance. Silent assassin up in this joint, yo. Go ahead. I'll stop you when you're lying. And that's the thing too, the tech part, bro. Like, but the only advantage I see for the tech, really, like you say, is is doors, but it seems like shortcuts. Because there's some doors that I haven't been able to open, but you still get to the area. You just got to go around this way and go, face more enemies instead of being able to take this door, closer to the entry of the building and get right to the access point or whatever you're trying to get to. You just have to like go around. So I thought about adding some points to tech, but then I was like, I really need to open every door like that. I'd rather go around zap motherfuckers. That's something else that they don't understand. Like, yo, we've been waiting on this shit for years. Like when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. How long did we wait for Red Dead Redemption? 6, 7 fucking years? Grand Theft Auto 5, we waited 6 years for that game. The Last of Us Part 2, we waited 5 years for that fucking game. We've been waiting on Cyberpunk since, at the very minimum, 3 years, because the real big announcements for this shit were really coming out like the end of 2017, 2018, and they've been working on the game, a couple years before that. So yeah, gamers get excited about shit like this. Can't help it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just deal with it. This is our hobby, our thing. This is what I do. I could take all the money I spend on video games and equipment and that shit, and I can have like a nicer car with some dope boy rims and all this other stuff, or I can have like all the rings and charms and jewelries, and I can spend my money on shit like that, or spend my money on whatever other kind of shit. But I spend my money on video games because that's what I like to do. And yes, I've invested thousands of dollars into video games, but hey, that shit is fun to it's fun to me. Oh, some of those access doors have better loot, and that's what I just started trying to craft shit now. I'm like 16, 17 hours into it, and really haven't crafted anything yet. Whoa, I didn't know that. They were working on this game before The Witcher 3. But this game is everything I hoped it would be. It's heavily story driven. Very slow pace. Not very slow pace, but it paces itself. You're not just gonna run through this fucking game in a day or two, then be like, oh, it was so short, I want my money back. And it's not gonna be so slow that it's like, oh, it's fucking boring, there's nothing to do. But in the side missions, how like people, like once your name start getting out there, and then you have all these fixers trying to contact you out the blue, like, yo, I got some work for you. Like, how the fuck you know me? Oh, your name's getting around, V. And then some of the side quests seem like totally tied into the story. It's such a good game. It's so well written. So well written, yo. And it got Keanu Reeves in it. Not Keanu Reeves, Johnny Silverhand. The rocker anarchist that blew up the Arasaka building in the 90s. Now he's back. And he wants your body. This motherfucker said I'm doing a Corpo John Wick Hitman build. This dude about to be crazy. I'm gonna be a fucking gun-slinging bitch in here. Pow, pow, pow. But that's the thing, too. Like, when you get to play Johnny Silverhand, you play his memories or his flashbacks. And you actually get in a couple of shootouts as Johnny. Yo, his gun and whatever kind of skill sets he has, yo, his shit is a one-hitter quitter with a headshot and two shots to the body just drop motherfucker, yo. You gotta get that Johnny Silverhand gun. That shit be doo, 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 doo. Enemy just fall. Bow, bow, yo. I'm like, yo, I can't have this gun right now, yo. Yo, Johnny got that fucking crazy ass hand cannon. Doo. knocking the fucking enemies down. But my guns are starting to get better though. I got a couple of guns now. Them shits hurt. And I just did a mission with the one chick out in the desert. What was her name? Damn, I can't remember her name right now. But she just gave me a sniper rifle. After I finished her missions, got this big ass sniper rifle. Yo, that silver hand gun, that shit hit right, bro. That shit hit hard as fuck, yo. Like until you get that gun, every other gun you start out with like. You get that Johnny gun, bow, 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 bow. Yo, you instantly see a difference, yo. Instantly, as soon as you grab Johnny's gun, yo, like that shit knocked all the enemies down, yo. You ain't putting no fucking clip into these bitches, yo. What difficulty? I put it on normal. I almost played it like on easy, and it says, you know, if you just want the story without a lot of, you know, struggle with the enemies. But I like games. I like a little challenge, you know. I love the story, but I didn't want to just walk all the way through the game and just, you know, listen to the story. So I've died a couple of times, yo, like on a few missions. I've died a handful of times because even on normal, that shit not easy. On normal, you get caught up in a room with a bunch of enemies, yo, and you don't watch your fucking ammo count, you gonna run out of bullets. All kind of shit. But I don't know. I'll probably try to play my next playthrough on a harder mode. Like bump it up one difficulty level when I play. I'll probably do Corpo next. And like I say, I'm gonna play through the entire story the first time, and then the second two times I'll probably only play halfway through it just to see how the other stories start out. So play Corpo for maybe like 6 or 7 hours until it gets to the real juicy part where the stories kind of converge, and then there's, you know, then it just turns into the main story and not the introduction prologue. And so like that introduction prologue is roughly about 4 to 6 hours of the game. It's basically you getting to know, what's Jackie Wells. So it's you and Jackie building this brotherhood, this bond, this kind of friendship, and getting you to, you know, getting you familiar with Night City, and that's the first couple hours of the game. And so I think the next two playthroughs, I'll play that portion of it just to see what it's like to get up to the bulk of the story. So I'll do Corpo next, and then I'll do Nomad after that. But I plan on, I ain't gonna say 100% on this game, but like all the side quests and all the little mini missions and all that shit, I want to do all that shit, yo. All the boxing and all the racing and all the helping civilians and all that shit, man. I want to try to do all the fucking little missions. So I ain't gonna lie, yo. I ain't gonna run my mouth a lot. Anything y'all guys want to talk about? Anything in the news that's kind of cool other than Cyberpunk? Anything y'all heard about that's noteworthy? I noticed it too. Like you say, you scroll down your mission. Well, you scroll down your log list, and it has, you know, main missions, side missions, and has all the cars that you can buy. But yeah, as you scroll down, it's like danger, danger, and it's written in red. And so some of the missions have like moderate, and it's written in orange or something. But when that shit says danger or dangerous and written in red, like I haven't tried any of them shits yet. Yeah, nah. I think the next side mission I want to do is I've been doing several side missions to earn money because the first Ripper Doctor, who gives us the components for free early on in the game. Damn, what's his name? Victor. I just want to pay Victor off, yo, and that's just a little side mission, and you know he helps V out, and V's like, oh shit, this is some top of the line gear right here. He was like, look, you're gonna be big, you're gonna make a name for yourself. Just come back and pay me when you got the eddies, and so that is an actual side mission to earn the money and come back and pay this guy. And so now since I've played for a couple hours, I do have some money, so I think I'm gonna go back to Victor's Ripper Doc shop and pay my man off because he helps you start the fucking game. He's the first person that actually gives you something to make you better. And so that'll be my next side mission. And once, like I say, I'll spend all my money doing that. But just to, yeah, oh, you just paid them off, just to do it and see what happens. Because like I say, those little side missions are so much a part of the story. It's crazy how they wrote everything to interweave together like that. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do next is pay Victor off. I think you owe him like $1,500. It's a good bit of money. Like in the beginning, making money, yo, that shit ain't easy, yo. In Night City, you get motherfuckers. You trying to loot and sell shit for a couple bucks here and there. 60 eddies, 100 eddies here and there, and then you get a couple of missions in the beginning where it's only like 2,000 eddies or some shit. So it takes a minute to get that 15 that you owe him. But I said that might be the next year. I'm fucking with the Asian dude Arasaka. What's the old head Asian name? Damn. See, I'm ready to go turn the game on now. But we gotta get a little bit of painting done. That's a little bit. That's something to say I painted. You know what I'm saying? That way I don't feel so bad about myself.
Hyundai Tucson, from the brand with more 2020
Yeah, the
IIHS
Japanese
top
bodyguard.
safety awards than Honda, Toyota,
I'm doing his
or
missions
Nissan.
right now.
Lease a 2020 Hyundai Tucson for $179 a month, or get up to $37.50.
Yeah, working on it. Working 60 degrees out. Ooh, my shit looking kind of bleak. Looking kind of dim out there. So what I want to do is. The 2021 Toyota Hilux, Hilux, the ultimate review. Let's see this shit.
Toyota Hilux gone soft? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. You see, Toyota has just updated it, and they're trying to make it appeal more to lifestyle buyers. You know, people who just want to cruise around town in their cool pickup. So I'm going to talk you through all the changes that Toyota have made to it, and then I'm going to drive it on the road, see if it's easy to live with. But of course, I want to see if it still lives up to the Invincible name. So I'm going to beat the crap out of it on this off-road track. I'm even going to launch it off-road. You see, they've updated it with a new, more powerful engine. Hopefully I won't get into trouble with Toyota for doing that, but we'll find out. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson. You're watching CarWow, and it's absolutely pissing it down with rain because we're in Great Britain. Odds.
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow, and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start off by talking about the price. The new Toyota Hilux starts from just under £27,000, rising all the way to £39,000 for this range-topping Invincible X with all the trimmings. But on PCP, it's around £250 a month with a sizable deposit up front, but it still works out cheaper per month than the equivalent Ford Ranger Wildtrak or a Nissan Navara. Reason being, Toyotas are tough, so they hold their value really well. Now, if you're buying one of these as a commercial buyer, so you're going to get BCH, which is business contract hire, it's around £325 a month, so about the same as the equivalent Nissan or Ford. Now, if you're thinking about buying a new car rather than a commercial vehicle, you can check out CarWow. So what I've done, I've put a little link just on the top right corner of the screen. If you want to go check out the latest deals on all the latest new cars, just click that link, go to CarWow. Alternatively, if you want to do it after the video, you can just Google Help Me CarWow. And then my team will try to help you get your ideal car at a price that you're happy with. Toyota has changed bits of the design of this Hilux. So from the rear, this is what the new one looks like. Here's what the old one looks like. The only major differences really are this treatment around the handle. It's basically just plastic. And you get some new LED tail lights on Invincible and Invincible X models. Other than that, as before, the Hilux is available in 3 body styles. So there's the single cab, which is 2-door, 2-seater. Then there's the extended cab, which has a little rear door and some funny rear seats where you put someone that you don't really like. And then there's this full cab version, which has 4 doors and proper rear seats. But 2020, you now get new alloy wheel designs starting at 17 inches, rising up to these 18s. And the Invincible X models have this, look, new wheel arch designs, yet more plastic. And new running boards, which actually look a little less rugged. This is what the old one looked like. Now back to the new one. The biggest changes are here at the front of the new Hilux. So they've completely redesigned the front end. This is what the old one looked like. This new one is quite a bit different. All this grille is new. On this Invincible X model, you have this satin effect around the grille, make it look more rough and tough. The normal versions actually look a little bit like upside down Audi grilles. You've got some new lights as well, and the Invincible some extra plasticky bits. Another bit of plastic on this car around the fog lights. There it is, the new front. Now I want to get inside because I'm getting absolutely soaked. Not enjoying this.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction. You must reunite it with its own kind.
You expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers?
This is the way.
The Mandalorian new season now streaming on Disney+.
I don't have Disney Plus. How can I watch The Mandalorian for free? Somebody has Disney Plus who wants to give me their subscription pass? Come on, man. Don't act like that. Y'all know y'all be sharing y'all Netflix password and shit with people, man. It ain't that fucking difficult, man. And I ain't nobody. It ain't like I'm gonna go start giving that shit out to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you got that Disney Plus, man, let me get that, yo. So I can watch The Mandalorian. I am being dead ass serious right now, yo. Swear to God. I'm dead ass fucking serious. Need a Disney Plus package. Mm. Yo, this background is so fucking stupid. I'm not liking it. I don't like what's in the picture. I don't like what I'm doing right now. It's just this fucking weird floating rectangle right here. And I'm thinking about just painting the whole motherfucker out, yo. I mean, there's not a lot, because I don't want the whole background to be white, so what I'm going to do is,
Get to the dry. Oh, I'm soaking. Okay, so what is new here on the inside of the Hilux? Well, not a lot really. But the same dash design, made of hard, brittle plastics, weird stitching effect of plastic on the top of the dash. I think the inside of a VW Amarok is slightly nicer. One thing that is new is this infotainment system. So you get this 8-inch system on all but the entry-level car, and it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. On this Invincible X, you have built-in sat-nav, but look at it. It's so old-fashioned looking and laggy, and it's not great. You're just going to use your Google Maps, aren't you? Another thing you get on the Invincible X, these speakers, the JBL sound system. These just look like Bluetooth speakers that someone has stuck on top of the... I can't complain about the leather seating in the Invincible X and the electric. Oh, and heated. That's good on a day like today. And it's quite easy to get an ideal driving position because the steering wheel does telescope and move up and down. Practicality wise, there's quite a few storage spaces, so you've got big storage space under here. We've got Wi-Fi. There's also a 3-pin socket there, 100 watts for your accessories. That another storage area here. Big cup holders. Then you've got two 12-volt sockets, but only one USB port. Car showing its age. And then some of the buttons down here. You've got your climate control here. You've got one glove box, decent size there, and another, I like this, up there. Then you've got big door bins. Look, I can fit in 2 bottles in the one bottle holder. Up here there's a place for your sunglasses, and obviously it's lined so you don't scratch your lenses. There we go, that's the inside of the car. It's fine. Let's check out the back seats, which means I'm going to go outside again. I'll use this to help me. Okay, just lit on the horn. Where? For a car that's called the Invincible X, that horn's a bit pathetic. See you in the back. Oh, handy handle. Put yourself in. Okay, so what's it like here? Well, if you're thinking about swapping out of a normal SUV into one of these, not a great idea if you carry people in the back regularly. Because look, knee room's pretty tight. It's no better than a normal small hatchback, and the foot room is quite cramped, so you feel like you're in a bit of a stress position. It's not ideal. Headroom is okay, but these grab handles, great if you're going over a building site and you need to hold on. But if you forget to, you can end up smacking your head off those. It really, really hurts, especially if you've got three in the back at once, which is doable because the seat is quite wide and the floor doesn't have too big a hump in it, so it's doable. But yeah, not ideal. There are a few cool practical features though. So as well as these little pockets on the seat backs, you have these little hooks, and apparently you can hang 4 kilos off them if you happen to have 4 kilos with you. Some decent sized door bins down there, and look, the windows go all the way down, which is great for kids, especially if their iPads have run out of battery, because there's nowhere in the back here to charge them. If you've got really young kids, look, you do have ISOFIX anchor points, bit of babysitting here. Okay, let's check out the reason why you have a pickup. It's low bed, which means I've got to go back out in the rain. Bugger. Oh, right. One of the things I like about the Hilux is this, like you have this little step at the back so you can deal with your load without having to open the tailgate, which is a good thing because watch this. Yeah, it's not daft. The amount of load you can carry in here, maximum, is 1,030 kilos, which is quite a lot, but it's actually a little bit behind that of its key competitors. In fact, a Ford Ranger can carry 1,252 kilos in its low bed. That brings on to 5 annoying things that Toyota Hilux. For some reason, Toyota couldn't be asked to fix a little tab for you to pull down rear armrest. Have to, come on, fingers in like that. Seeing as though a lot of the changes made to this truck has happened more lifestyle wise, so people who just want to pick up to be seen, vain people, it's a bit of a miss. They haven't fitted a vanity mirror for the driver so they can chip themselves out in a little cool mirror. The engine bay isn't particularly well sealed from the elements, so if you go for a bit of a hoon off-road or in some mud, then your engine can get caked in grime. That's going to be a nightmare to clean. It's really hard to make the cover, the USB port, shut properly because it's weird rubber thing that does your OCD. This Hilux may well be updated, but it's still got old-fashioned rigid axle, leaf spring rear suspension. The Nissan Navara has independent multi-link rear suspension with coil springs, and so it's much more car-like to drive, which is better if you just want one of these things to drive around because you like the look of it. Thankfully, this car has plenty of cool features to help make up for all this. Here's 5. This Hilux has something called pitch and bounce control. So when you go over a bump, the nose pitches up, your head goes back like that, but to counteract it, you can actually reduce the engine's torque so your head moves forward again. Now when you're going down a slope like all of a sudden, normally your head will go forward like that, but instead this time your engine torque increases to push your head backwards, make it feel nice and smooth. Toyota's reduced the engine idle speed from 850 RPM to 680. That means it's just smoother when you pull away from the standstill. The truck's towing capacity is 3.5 tons, which is pretty impressive. And even though it's called the Invincible X, it can't quite pull me. Oh, gains.
The Hyundai Tucson, from the brand with more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda, Toyota, or Nissan.
The Hilux has something called variable flow control steering. Essentially what it means is that the steering is nice and light at low speeds, which is handy when you're off-roading. It provides decent feel. When you go quicker, such as on the motorway, though, it wakes up so it's not all flighty. You know how I love a cup holder? I'll check this out. It's totally made my day. As before, you can get a 2.4 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel. It has, where's the thing? It's quite easy to find actually. It has, oh god that's heavy, 150 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. But now you can also get this It's a 2.8 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel with 204 horsepower and 500 newton metres of torque. Now this engine was actually previously available in Africa, but now we get it in Europe and they made it a bit more refined for us Europeans for some reason. You can also get the car with a limited slip rear differential that's electronically controlled. As ever, there is 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive or low range 4-wheel drive modes, and you can choose between a manual and an automatic gearbox. Let's see what this Toyota Hilux is like to drive on the road. Starting with in town. You see, Toyota knows that a lot of people buy these cars just as a lifestyle vehicle, not as a work vehicle. They just want to have something that's set up high-end, it looks rugged and tough as they cruise around the King's Road in Chelsea. And because of this, they've had to change it ever so slightly. You see, when they normally set up pickup trucks, they set up the rear leaf spring suspension for it having loads of stuff in it. But as people won't be doing that, maybe they'll chuck a surfboard in and pretend they're going to the beach occasionally. It's going to be empty most of the time. They need to slacken off the suspension so it's not overly firm and bouncing about all over the place like that. So that's what they've done. You've still got leaf springs because, yes, someone may need to take this thing into the wilderness and they don't want some trick suspension braking. So you've still got leaf springs, but they're just a bit softer. That's good. It's perfect if you're not carrying a full load. They've also fitted self-lubricating rubber bushings to the car. This is all from the presentation that I was given earlier. I'm not making it up just to be rude. They talked about full loads and self-lubricating rubber. Needless to say, I did laugh like a 12-year-old boy. But it does the job. It makes it slightly smooth. You're not bouncing up and down quite as much as you are in older pickup trucks. Is the ride brilliant? You know, it's still quite jiggly, but I don't think it's any worse than my own little Suzuki Jimny, and I love driving that round town. Though that is a bit like saying Fred West really wasn't any worse than Ted Bundy. It's not perfect. In fact, I don't know if you can hear that little rattling sound. It's my little flash there just vibrating. If the car jiggles a bit over the bumps, but it's not terrible. I can live with it, just. I'm on a faster road now, so how does this new Hilux cope when you're going a bit quicker? Fine. I can't really judge how noisy it is because I'm getting all the noise from the rain, so it doesn't seem too loud. There is one thing I do notice though, and that's the engine just whirring away a little bit. I wonder if, put my foot down, it's going to really make a racket. Let's have a go. Here we go. Put it down. Respond. Come on, respond. 50. Are we going to get up to 70 before I reach the roundabout and have to brake really hard? Come on, pull hard. There we go. Woo! It does make a little bit of a racket, but it's not too bad. And it's got enough performance as well. It's fine. Let's actually see it as we come out of a roundabout when I put my foot down. Let's go to power mode. It's going to hold onto its gears a bit longer now. Floor it. Oh, you notice it in power mode. It just seems to pick up a bit quicker. Yes, it's taking it all the way to the red line of 1,500 RPM. You could definitely live with one of these. I like sitting up high as well, especially when it's absolutely chucking it down like this, because you just get a better view. You don't seem so badly affected from the spray from other cars. If you want one of these just because you like the look of them and you're a bit worried, like, oh, it's going to be a nightmare to do like long distances in it, you'll be able to cope, trust me. One last thing to check though, economy, 24 miles per gallon I'm getting. I'm not sure if you'll be able to cope with that. What's that beep? Is that the lady partial warning? I was in the centre of my lane. Oh, actually it's something else. It's DPF regeneration in progress. That's the diesel particulate filter just cleaning itself so that it doesn't get damaged and cost you loads to replace. The road's got a little bit twisty. Let's see how this thing copes with a few corners. After all, you may be in a pickup, but you still don't want it to accidentally spill its load everywhere when you go into a bend. It does lean a bit, but what do you expect? It's a tall vehicle. It's designed for going off-road as well. The steering's, as you'd imagine, a little bit wishy-washy, a bit like the weather. Look, I can do that. And not all that much is happening, I'm just gently rocking from side to side. Having said that though, I still think the steering's a little bit better in this than it is in my Suzuki Jimny. I've actually done a load of upgrades to my Suzuki Jimny, fitted a bunch of accessories to it, and I've done a video on it. So if you'd like to watch that, I've done a little link which should be popping out in the top right corner of the screen. You can just click on that, go watch that video if you want to. There's also a link in the pinned comment below the video. I'd appreciate it if you do watch it too. Also subscribe to my channel and follow me there. Anyway, yeah, back to the Hilux. It's fine on a twisty road. What's not fine though is this awful weather. We're about to go off-roading, which will look really cool in the mud. As is customary in a CarWow video, we're going to do a launch. Put this truck into sports mode for the gearbox, go into first gear, put it into four-wheel drive mode, that's that engaged. Traction control is now off. I'm going to accelerate as quick as I can, see how well it hooks up on this slippery surface, and see if I can get to 40 miles an hour before I run out of space. Now I'm actually doing this right in front of the guys from Toyota. They may hate me for doing this. Oh well, here we go.
You've been hiding something. I sensed it the moment I met you.
When they find out who you...
Hold on the brake, release brake. Oh, come on. Freaking hell. Whoa! This is nuts. Whoa! Jesus Christ, I almost got air right in front of the people from Toyota. I wonder if they're going to send me home. I think I better go face the music. Sorry about that, it's a bit quicker than I thought it would be. Am I in trouble?
No, I saw you going and doing something. It's simple. Not quite impressive.
This is a chassis articulation stage. I'm going to put it in neutral, going to low range mode now. We've got ground clearance of 310 millimetres. I want to see if we can get through here without having to use the rear differential. Hopefully the stability control can just stop the truck from sending its power to the wheel in the air. And I won't get cross-axled and I have like diagonal wheels off the ground because then you can get stuck. But stability should stop the wheel spinning to keep it moving forward. Well, that's annoying. The parking beeping away. Where is the parking control? There it is, down here. Here you go. This is very easy, this is. Ooh, no. Wow, that was pretty good. Hey! That was fun. What next? Now I'm going to try a hill. So approach angle on this is 29 degrees, which is the same as a Ford Ranger. Just let this engine pull itself up steadily. The traction control might help me out if it gets a bit slippery. Tell you what, it is getting narrow. To put these little door mirrors in. Oh, come on, traction. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's smooth, this engine. And strong. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, up. Thank goodness for traction control. Did the job. Let's go back down. Okay, whoa. Whoa. Well, I know what I need to do. Hill descent control. Turn off those annoying parking sensors again. It should control it down on the brakes on its own. I don't have to do anything. I'm not touching the brakes. Look, feet are not doing anything. See? Feet up. Feet up. No brakes. No brakes. It's doing it all for me. Simples. Alright, that's that done.
Wow, that shit crazy just now. Yo, this truck just went downhill. It went like it's in neutral going downhill with no brakes, and the fucking computer controlled the speed of the truck going down an incline by itself. That shit is some technology right there, bro. What the fuck? How you go downhill like at a steep angle with no fucking brakes?
It's so tough. Invincible by name, invincible by nature. Now all I need to do is clean off all that mud. So I'm going to go through this lake. The wading depth on this thing is 700 millimetres. Hopefully this lake doesn't go any deeper than that. If it does, I'll be wishing I was in a Ford Ranger, because that's a wading depth of 800 millimetres. Mind you, a Nissan Navara and a Mitsubishi L200 have a wading depth of just 600 millimetres. A Volkswagen Amarok, its wading depth is only 500 millimetres. I still think this truck's a little bit dirty. I'm going to have to give it a better wash. Maybe if I pick the speed up. So then, what's my final verdict on the new Toyota Hilux? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist the Hilux. It's just as strong, tough and dependable as ever. It's just now easier to live with. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Now if you click up there, you can watch me drag race and pickups. If you click down there, you can watch me off-road and pickups. And if you click on that box there, you can go to CarWow to see how much you can save on a new car.
Dear Best Buy, I need something else I can do with my dad. Something less freezing.
more than 15 years, Toyota has been the go-to choice for fuel economy, simplicity, and reliability. When compacts from Detroit were having problems like breaking down at random times, overheating, or catching on fire, the Toyotas just worked. And it's not because they had found some secret technology or because they were using different materials. So why? Why are Toyotas so reliable? Today, we're going to look at 3 different ways that Toyota prevails over the competition. How their philosophy is different from American and European manufacturers. How their mindset produces some of the most reliable cars on the planet, and how you can apply it to your own life. That's right, you can be as dependable as a Camry. Big ol' thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Let me tell you, I do not miss the days of sitting in classrooms like this one, listening to the Peanuts-esque drone of the topic I'm not interested in, and seeing my GPA tumble as a result. I got a 2.0 in high school. What can I say? I'm a hands-on learner. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions have come together to expand their creativity. They offer literally thousands of inspiring classes that will fit into anyone's schedule. Say I want to learn more about filmmaking. They've got all kinds of classes for that, like Cinematography Basics by Zach Mulligan. Maybe I want to expand my guitar skills so I can end up here. Whoa, that'd be pretty cool. Or maybe I'm trying to find a new creative outlet. Hey, don't judge. Knitting is calling. Or so I hear. I have no idea what I'm doing. No matter what creative path you're on, Skillshare has a class to help expand your creative journey and use these skills in real life. And guess what? You can take as many classes as you want, and it's only $10 a month. So what are you waiting for? Expand your creativity today, and the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership. Now let's get back to it. I'm gonna figure this out. I just want to start off by saying that this is not an advertisement for Toyota. They're not paying us anything to make this video. We're just fans of them and what they do. Toyota is successful for so many reasons, but their philosophy on design and production are what set them apart. One of the main principles of the Toyota Production System, or TPS, is Jidoka, which, based on the limited Japanese I've learned from watching Initial D, translates to automation with a human touch. The way Jidoka works is that every design, every process, every component starts off hand-built. Think about that. Toyota engineers build each part to exacting standards until it's perfect. Then automated assembly slowly gets incorporated until the engineer can be entirely phased out for that part. Then and only then does it become part of the full production line. Now, for other manufacturers, the process is a bit different. Most manufacturing processes are designed to be automated from the very beginning. This means the parts can be designed by a computer and then assembled on the production line. Toyota's process is a slow one for sure, but it ensures that the parts work and that they fit together and that the engineers fully understand each component. Toyota only does this for new parts and assembly processes, which is why they use so many of the same components across multiple models. And it's also why Toyota doesn't offer many optional extras. Parts bins aren't anything new. It's just that Toyota makes super high quality, simple parts for their bin. The more customization and stuff they have to add, the more parts they have to build, and maybe they've got to find a new way to make that part fit, which means a new process for getting the two pieces to match up. Jidoka can snowball really quickly. Because of this, Toyota reuses a lot of the same parts, especially the parts that work well. Toyota's 2GR-FE was a simple V6 engine that's made its way into the Avalon, the Camry, the RAV4, Sienna, the Venza, and the Lexus RX 350, and the Lotus Exige S, and the Corolla Super GT, a race car. Other companies reuse parts as well, but it's mainly a way to keep costs down. In a weird way, every Toyota is a parts bin car because Toyota spent so much time and energy building the parts. Do you want to see what happens when Toyota builds a car from the ground up? Take a look at the LFA. If you want to know more about the Lexus LFA, check out the Bumper to Bumper episode on it. It may not be the most sexy solution out there, but it's how Toyota has built up a reputation of reliability, not just in a few models, but across the entire dang brand. The Toyota Production System and the fundamentals of Jidoka have been adopted by other companies as well. Next time you go down to Chipotle, take a look at their assembly process. That's how Toyota...
2020 Hyundai Santa Fe, featuring Safe Exit Assist. Not available on Rogue, Pass.
Toyotas are made. Kind of. But Toyota is not going to make you go into debt because of their guacamole. Seriously, $230 for guac? Come on. Principle number 2 is called Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy that promotes change for the better. The idea is that it's always worth it to change something to make it better, even if that slows down the process. Now, I know that sounds like it flies directly in the face of what we just talked about, but here's how it works. Any employee at any level of the manufacturing process can stop production if they see an improvement that can be made or a problem that is occurring in the assembly. The assembly stops, the team evaluates the issue, makes the necessary changes, and then restarts production. At Toyota, no one is going to get punished for stopping production. In fact, they promote what is called just-in-time production, which basically means if you finish ahead of schedule, that's time you could have used to make the car better. Finishing early is a bad business practice for Toyota, but apparently not for my ex. Western manufacturers, however, are always driven by deadlines and units produced. That's how they evaluate how well a project is going. Companies like Ford want to know if you can have it done on time. Companies like Toyota want to know if you can have it done well. In the mid-2000s, the Ford pickup truck assembly line in Dearborn, Michigan would stop an average of twice a week. At the Toyota plant in Kentucky, employees would stop the production line 2,000 times a week. At Donut, we also use a little bit of Kaizen, which is why no matter how early we finish one of these videos, we're still tweaking it the night before it comes out. But Kaizen isn't just a way to slow down the process for the sake of it. After years and years of practicing Kaizen, Toyota has found that many problems with assembly are caught long before the car goes to market. When employees have the freedom to raise concerns, they do. The team can work out the best solution together, and as employees get more comfortable with that, they solve problems earlier and earlier in the process, therefore saving money on retrofits and recalls. For most other manufacturers, if a problem is spotted on the assembly line, they'll tack on a fix after the car is done, but the underlying problem is still there. Have you ever heard your dad say measure twice, cut once? That's Kaizen in a nutshell, except they're measuring like 7 times. It's a little neurotic, but works. Kaizen has proven to be such an effective mentality that companies like GM and Ford are now trying to integrate it into their own production lines. Toyota have also gotten companies like Subaru and BMW to implement Kaizen into their production lines, and that's a big part of why we see those collaborations in the Supra and the 86. But there's another reason that Toyota is having other companies build their sports cars, and it's something that might change very soon. While all this management philosophy stuff is interesting, it does result in one major drawback. Toyota has never been known for chasing performance numbers. While their most popular sports cars like the Hachiroku, the Celica, and the MR2 are very fun to drive, nobody would argue they're fast. Even the great Mark IV Supra, which is famous for being able to hold tons of horsepower, did not have great performance stock. That's not to say that there aren't fast Toyotas. I mean, they have a whole racing department, TRD, and now GR, which is Gazoo Racing, that make very fast, very successful race cars and trucks.
What up? I ain't even turned my overhead light on this morning. Well, not the big fluorescent bulbs. Alright, so we got an hour in, basically just trying to work around this background a little bit, touch up some stuff. I'm going to write a little bit more on the cover of the book. After that, I may do something with the hair and try to add like 1 or 2 more highlights to the wood portion of the chair that she's sitting in. Yo, and then this piece about to be done, yo. I'm trying to get this thing wrapped up in like the next hour or so. If not the next hour, get it to a point where, what's it, today, Saturday? At least get it to a point where I can come in here and finish it within an hour tomorrow. I gotta get this thing done like ASAP. But you know, I gotta go play some video games too. So it's a balance. You gotta balance these things out, man. On this big Saturday, people say it's getting rain and shit, man. Motherfuckers just chilling in the house. I ain't got shit planned. I might have to do one errand today. Go run and drop off some artwork to somebody. But That'll be about it. If I leave the house at all, that'll be what I leave the house to do, is to go deliver some art. Cause I ain't got no plans for today. This is my plans right here. Painting for a couple hours. And then playing video games for a lot of hours. You know, that was my plan for today. Paint for a couple hours, game for a lot of hours. I'm gonna eat something, probably take a nap, wake up, and play some more video games. Roll another doobie, you know, and ride it on out for the rest of the day, just like that. Big ass Saturday. On a big ass Saturday. So I want to write, yeah, let's see. I need orange paint. That ain't enough. Orange. Get some of this orange. Ugh. Just $1. That's all you need. Just a little $1. Because it ain't much I need to do with this shit. Get a little bit of that. I might need a little bit of wet. A little bit wet. Just a little bit. Cause we ain't got much left on this painting anyway. It's just a little small thing. This shit is almost done. We just gotta be diligent and steadfast in our artistic endeavors. You know? So that our creativity is spread and appreciated globally, nobly, and hopefully for a lot of Ginoblies. Oh, it's sideways. I can still flip the camera, but damn, that shit looking good. Looking good, looking good. Alright, so what I need to do last, you can see here on the cover of the book, on the edge of the binder here, it has the last name, and you can see where the title of the book is starting right there, right on that, on the edge. So that's what I want to put here. I can write that in real quick. Say with a little bit with the chair after that. Hey, then I might call this one done. You know what I'm saying? I always like to let it, after when I say it's done, You know, and I just really look at it and analyze it. Because then, you know, after you go away for a couple days and come back with a fresh set of eyes, you might see something that you thought you did, but you didn't do. Or something that could be soon enough, though. Yeah, it'll be done soon enough. Sooner than later, because the year is almost out, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get this one last piece done so I can date it 2020. You know what I'm saying? It's been a kind of slow year for me for my own personal art. I did so many commissions this year, yo. I ain't hardly do a lot of my own shit. But commission's great. That shit bring in the money. You know what I'm saying? The commissions bring in the money. The only thing about commission work is when I go to do an exhibition or a show or be a part of a gallery event or something, I gotta have my own shit to show. I'm doing all these, oh wow, I got some red paint right there. Damn. See, little shit like that. I'm doing all these commissions all year long, doing commissions, selling them shits. I'm not building up my own artistic catalog. And so when it's time for me to do a new show, all I got is old art. You know, that shit, all the shit that people already seen. I don't like that too much. I like to have me, well, I used to do a painting a month for a couple years. And I come out at the end of the year with 12 new paintings. But now, with my commissions picking up, I'm still doing 12 paintings. But goddamn, 9 of them for other people. I wound up getting motherfucking 2, 3 paintings done for myself. I think I did three paintings for myself this year. I think this right here might be the 4th painting. And everything else been commission work. I did 3 big ass fucking murals this year. But at the same time, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So I didn't make a lot of art, but I made some really, really good art, yo. Even won the state prize. For being the best painter in the whole state. Ain't that some shit? Never thought I'd be the best painter in the whole state. You know, I keep saying they may be a better painter out there in the state than I am, but that motherfucker ain't submit his art this year to the contest. You should have submitted your art. You might have won. But for out of all the painters who think they had the business this year, you know, out of all the artists who thought they was creative this year when it came to painting, I beat all them suckers. I'm the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Came out on top. Mama, look at me. I do it with no hands. Beautiful. I make masterpieces. Acknowledge me in my greatness. You know what I'm saying? With my extra black art. That shit is so black. I got white supremacy written on my shit. Let me tell you something now. Huh? Message. Best that ever did it. I ain't gonna. I'm not the best who ever done it. I'm gonna be in somebody's top 20 though. Fuck that. I need to be at least in somebody's top 20. I don't give a damn if I'm number 20. Message. Let me teach y'all something. This shit called art and education. God damn it. You wanna be a smart dummy? I ain't think so. Cause you book smart, but you dumb as shit. You been reading the wrong stuff. I gotta get you real smart. Gotta get all of us real smart with the realness, with the real shit. Oh my god, I can't wait to go play the fucking game. Y'all think I'm playing, yo. I'm talking about art and stuff, but my mind, it's so hard for me not to say cyberpunk, you know? It's like, damn, I'm fucking hungry. I wish I had me a good ass hot plate of cyberpunk. Spaghetti. Ugh. Look, mama, I'm the greatest. I'm one of the best who ever did it. Now it's time for some new ideas and some new concepts. I have tons of ideas. It's just trying to conceptualize them in a visual form that's simplistic enough that the viewer will thinking about shit is easy. How can I put that shit in picture form? How can I say this shit with pictures? Oh, I forgot we was listening to something. Let's see. Some shit about Toyotas.
Most of the 8.8 million vehicles produced last year would not be considered fast. This is thanks to the idea of practicality over performance. Function comes first. Fast comes second. Toyotas are built for long-term cheap ownership and fuel economy. In fact, Toyota is so dedicated to this that many tuners will know that Toyota ECUs are some of the toughest ones to tune for. On top of that, Toyota is very slow to implement changes to their engineering. They make small changes over time, small steps to make their already existing engines even better. And that makes sense, because why mess with a good thing? Take the iconic 22RE engine, for example. Toyota produced these inline four-bangers from 1981 all the way to 1997 with barely any revisions. This engine is famously bulletproof and can be found in vehicles like the 4Runner, the Hilux Surf, and one of my favorites, the Celica GTS. This 2.4-liter four-cylinder was actually sharing podiums with the six-cylinder BMWs in the 80s. Can you think of like an American four-cylinder engine from that era that can say the same? Like, there's the Iron Duke, and that wasn't famous, it was infamous. It's not uncommon to see 22REs with 300, 400,000 miles on the clock. And that's thanks to a few things. One being that Toyota made them incredibly robust.
That's why I keep saying, like, even if I can find an old-ass 4Runner, yo, not even, like, oh, did I just put that in the paint? Shit. You know what I'm saying? If you can find, like, a 4Runner that's, like, 10, 15 years old, man, them shit still be having the ass of fucking life in them, yo. However Toyota built that fucking engine, yo, that bitch don't break, yo. Most were like, oh, that car got 160,000 miles on it. Man, that shit is just getting broken in on them for 160,000 miles. That shit is just getting broken in. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna double that shit at least. At least double that shit. And that's why 4Runners are, you can barely find these shits. And if you do find one, yo, even older ones aren't fucking, like, not dirt cheap. I'll be looking for dirt cheap vehicles. Like, 10 grand be my limit on cars. It's hard to find, like, a 4Runner, a 10-year-old 4Runner for around that price. I'm gonna get the fucking Lexus G-Wagon. Well, the next car that I want is either gonna be the Lexus G-Wagon or the fucking old ass 4Runner, yo. I just gotta find one of them shit, so. I hope somebody give me that shit for 8 grand. Look, man, look. Got $8,000 cash, man. Let me get the fucking 4Runner, bro.
They're over-engineered, chunky iron block boys, and they don't rev very high. The 22RE has a red line of 5,700 RPM, which is unusually low for a four-cylinder engine. It's possible that the ceiling was higher, but the reduced red line means exponentially less stress on the engine over the course of its life, increasing its lifespan. They just don't make that much power, that's all. But that falls in line with Toyota's philosophy of practicality over performance. That's one of the reasons we have such diehard fans, is this incredible longevity. I mean, some families, like Joey's, for example, only buy Toyotas. I mean, Joey has like 4 of them. He just bought another 4Runner. I don't know where he's keeping them. But it's entirely possible to get power and reliability because Toyota is just that smart. The 4th gen 4Runner's V8 option, the 2UZ FE, is a super durable iron block engine that can also be found in the Land Cruiser, Lexus GX 470, the Tundra, and the Sequoia. They made such a good engine. They're just like, screw it, let's put it in all of our cars. The most power it puts out from the factory is 324 foot-pounds of torque and 282 horsepower. That's enough to get you over rough terrain, but they're not exactly bragging numbers. But you want to know what is brag-worthy? Taking your business beyond cars. In January of this year, Toyota announced they'd be taking their principles of Jidoka and Kaizen to the next level and build not just cars, but an entire city. And I've mentioned this thing before on past episodes, but now I have an excuse to actually get into it. They're calling it the Woven City, and it will sit at the base of the tranquil Mount Fuji, the coolest mountain to be named after an apple. There aren't a lot of details at this point, but the idea is to have an entire city powered by next generation tech to see how those technologies hold up in the real world. The Woven City isn't some giant lab where if it doesn't work, that people can go home. It's going to be an actual city where real people live, and they'll have to contend with any flaws in the infrastructure. It sounds daunting, but how else are you going to see if hydrogen fuel cells are an actually viable renewable resource? How are you going to fine-tune autonomous vehicles to make roads safer? How else can you make sure that AI-driven smart homes aren't a totally terrible idea that will only escalate the world surveillance state and drive us down the inevitable path of dystopia? These are the questions that need answered. I truly wish the Woven City the best. It'll be interesting to see how the tenets of Jidoka and Kaizen hold up to city planning. Life is not a product, so I'm not sure how tools meant for production will affect quality of living, but if the infrastructure is as reliable as our cars, then Toyota will probably pull it off. Alright, so autonomous cars and hydrogen fuel cells aren't super sexy, but don't think for a second that Toyota is going to be content with being seen as humdrum. You got another thing coming, pal. The new boss over at Toyota got on stage at the Detroit Auto Show and said, "No more boring cars." At first, we all just thought he meant the Camry would get side skirts and a spoiler, which it did. But then we started to see some other stuff, some cooler stuff. Toyota built a sporty hot hatch from the ground up. They call it the GR Yaris. This car is not practicality over performance. It's got the highest specific output of any Toyota ever. Specific output refers to horsepower per liter of engine displacement. So the GR Yaris with a 1.6 liter engine and a specific output of 167.5 horsepower means that it makes 268 horsepower. The engine is powerful and brand new. The all-wheel drive system is also brand new. And if the principles of Jidoka and Kaizen have been applied to this little hatchback, it'll last long enough for me to eventually import one because it's not coming to America. But I heard they might put the drivetrain in a Corolla, so there's some hope. So here's my theory, okay? Toyota spent so long making their cars reliable that's become ingrained in their engineering and practices. And now that they've got that down, they're starting to chase performance. A decade ago, they made boring economy cars for people who just needed to get from A to B. Heck, they made the Prius. But in the last few years, they've won Le Mans twice and won the WRC. And yes, you've got to be fast to win trophies. You've got to be reliable too. If you don't already know, we have a podcast called Past Gas that's available everywhere you get your podcasts, as well as YouTube. We also have a membership program called the Donut Underground. You get behind the scenes video. Pop in there every now and then. We're not putting any videos behind a paywall. This is just for like the hardcore fans. Check it out. Follow Donut on all social media if you haven't already. Follow me at Nolan J. Sykes. Be kind. See you next time.
Dear Best Buy, I need something else I can do with my dad. Maybe a really big screen TV will get us inside.
We've got great prices on awesome brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony.
Yeah, I'm a really big Toyota fan now, yo. And the Audis and the BMWs and the Mercedes. I know shit's nice, but like Toyota just like dude said, functionality, longevity, minimum maintenance. That's what I love about that shit, yo. Why do I have so many dirty brushes up here already? Jesus Christ. How did I use all my orange paint that fast? Oh my God, I just put that fucking orange paint up there. Who took... Somebody scooped my orange paint off my palette? I'm not fucking playing, guys. Who took my damn paint? I just put a nice small to medium-sized dollop of paint on there. Turn around, shit is gone. Did I use all that orange paint? I only wrote fucking 6 letters. I only wrote 6 letters. Whatever, you know? Shit. I got more orange paint, it's all good. Y'all motherfuckers take my paint if you want. You know. It's all good. So I ain't even mad at you. If you need orange paint that bad, you gotta steal that shit. Damn. Alright. What up? Yo, what up? We had an hour and a half. Hey man, I'm about to do 2 hours up in here, bro. So we got about 26 minutes. Cause I'm going downstairs. Hey, in the next 30 minutes, man, I'm going downstairs. I'm gonna have me a simple breakfast of some cereal and some muffins or some shit, man. I'm about to hit the game hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hard. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for some syrup, huh? I'm ready, man. I gotta do a little bit of painting though, man. I'm trying to make it through this 30 minutes. J. Cole put out a new video?
And this is the foundation. When you let another people be a validator of reality, when you let other people be the definer of what is good and what is bad, when you let another people name names, when you let another people write their dictionaries, when you let another people tell what symbolizes something else, and then when you sit there and accept their authority, then you're going to accept self-hatred. And it's that acceptance of this white man has authority that is the foundation, to a good extent, of the acceptance of ourselves as an object of hate by ourselves. Nor because of so clearly implied opposition. And it goes a white and black connoted purity and filthiness, virginity and sin. Are you going to get married in your white gown? Earthhood and baseness, beauty and ugliness, beneficence and evil, God and the devil. Is there any accident that some of these people have these white Jesuses painted in the back of their churches? I keep telling you that these churches are going to take you to hell. It's the preachers that are going to take you to hell, ladies and gentlemen. If you walk into a church with the white Jesus painted in that auditorium, you're being lied to your faces. And any preacher that puts a white Jesus in that church is a preacher that is already headed you to hell. Because he's disobeying the fundamental law that says, thou shalt not build unto me any graven images. And God knows that when you start projecting images in terms of ethnic groups, it has a psychology about it that creates inferiority and self-hatred, and it makes those who are not a part of that ethnic group believe that that ethnic group is somehow divinely blessed and is godlike in its aspect. And many blacks believe in their heart of hearts that the white man is divine in some sort of way, that he has been divinely destined to rule over black people. Well, this is his world, and we may as well adjust in it. Well, you know, so we accommodate this white man because the white man has usurped the image of divinity. And yet, those of you who've read Ben Yochanan, those of you who've read the other black historians and read the true history of black, know, if you want to play this partisan game, this ethnic game, that the premier symbol of divinity was blackness. And it's today who've stolen the image of divinity and the image of religion and so forth from black people. And the black people who do not know themselves then will be victimized by this usurpation and thievery. And we see it again happening in this particular instance. He goes on to talk about then that the European, the English discovery of black Africans. Let's look at another thing here for a moment. Whiteness more would carry special significance for Elizabethan Englishmen. It was planted particularly when complemented by red, the color of perfect human beauty, especially female beauty. This ideal was already centuries old in Elizabeth's time, and their fair queen was its embodiment. Her cheeks were roses in a bed of lilies. Elizabeth was naturally pale, but like many ladies then and since, she freshened her lilies at the cosmetic table. An adoring nation knew precisely what a beautiful queen looked like. Her cheek, her chin, her neck, her nose, this was a lily, that was a rose. Her hands so white as whale's bone, her fingertip with cassidone, her bosom sleek as Paris plaster, held up 2 bowls of alabaster. And they go on. About their writing. It was important, he goes on to say, if incalculably so, that English discovery of black African came at a time when the accepted standard of ideal beauty was a fair complexion of rose and white. Negroes not only failed to fit this ideal, but seemed to be the very picture of perverse negation. So again, we see the power of letting other people define who and what we are. We will see that if we do not organize ourselves as a majority in this world to take away the power of definition from this white man, we are going to suffer from self-negation and self-hatred throughout the time we do not get the courage to do so. We cannot let another people be our definer. In the book, The Negro's Image in the South, and it went on to say, in a democratic climate of opinion, slavery could be justified only by positing differences in the innate characteristics of the white and black races so great that the black race must appear to be incapable of freedom and thus destined to serve the white race forever. When the slaves were freed, men of the New South kept alive the pro-slavery thinking of their fathers, tinkering with it only to adjust it to altered conditions. Science, the scriptures, the experience of mankind, they still alleged, showed that black men were born to be servants. In this way, they reconciled democratic equality with servitude. In other words, how can you say all men are created evil and enslave other men? The only way you can do that then is to make those who are enslaved less than men. So in the democratic system, in order to maintain consistency, the white man then is forced to degrade the black person because he cannot justify, even according to his own constitution and theology and his own ideology, cannot justify slavery. And therefore he must reduce the humanity of black men in order to justify their servitude. In their effort to prove the Negro an inferior creature, white supremacists developed analogies supposedly derived from biology. This is why you call on science, like the science of psychology, which is used, of course, to justify.
Yeah, motherfucking Devo pass, yo. That shit all over the news this morning, yo. I didn't read the entire article, but I seen the headline. I wonder how old my man was. Like, he went old. I know he went at 60. Probably been like in his late 50s, maybe. Motherfucker Zeus. Debo. Yep. Everybody gonna get their day, motherfucker. Everybody gonna get their day. I'm saying you gotta live your life good, man. No matter if you rich, poor, or whatever, your day gonna come, motherfucker. If you do it good, when you die, people will miss you. That's the best we can wish for, man. People will miss you and try to keep your memory alive and talk positive things about you when you're gone. But you gotta work for that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? You just some sleazebag ass motherfucker your whole life. Ain't nobody gonna fuck when you die. And be happy to get your ass out the goddamn way. You're taking up space, bitch. Somebody off this motherfucker. But then you got people who do so much good shit for the majority of their life. People like us, strangers who never met them ever. Not one day ever spoke a word to them or sit around and talk about them. Well, that shit happened for all of us. I really, really doubt it. You know what I'm saying? But you can make it so that your immediate circle of people will be sad when you gone. Cause damn, if people you fuck with on a day-to-day basis ain't sad when you leave, like I say, you been some shit. I ain't gonna call it, but when I die, strangers better talk about me. People who never met me a day in my life better feel sorrow for my passing. Oh my God, you guys heard that one artist, Prince? No, not the singer, the visual, the painter. Yo, he died the other day, yo. Word, the guy who did all the paintings with the books and stuff, he died? Yeah, oh, bro, that's, damn, man, that's fucked up, man. Yo, his art crazy, yo. I got one of his prints. I used to watch his YouTube channel. That motherfucker 6'4", 6'5". They call his ass tiny. I'm gonna get my brother on you. Your brother, Tiny, could help me. Your brother named Tiny. Man, fuck that nigga. You see a big ass mountain of a man walking. Oh shit, yo, you Tiny? Oh shit. Somebody done told me a lie. And one old head told me he had a bat. He had a fucking wood baseball bat with "my brother" written on it. He told motherfuckers if somebody want to fight, he was like, hold on, I'm about to go get my brother. No, he said, shit, I ain't had no brothers. I had to make that shit. I'm about to go get my brother, come back swinging. Yo, why these, man, You know what? I swear, yo. A lot of my supplies I just buy from regular local art supply and craft shops, but I think I may want to like find like a professional high grade set of brushes and like really invest. Cause some brush sets, man, they're like $400, $500 for a set of some brushes I've seen. This one Japanese dude got some brushes, yo, but like his line work is the fucking shit. And this other white dude, he got a line of brushes, but you know they're not like on the shelves. You gotta order them direct, and his line work be stupid crazy too. And I keep telling myself, yo, one of these guys, I'm gonna order some of their brushes, yo, and use their shit instead of just buying like, you know, fucking stock brushes off the shelves and shit. Why don't I have sponsors? Cause you ain't giving me no money. This man asking a obvious question. Yo, man, yo, Shaman. Can you agree to send me $40 a month for the next 3 years? Boom, you my sponsor. What you want me to say? What you want me to advertise? I'll wear a T-shirt with your name on it. I don't even have my channel monetized yet. I keep saying I don't know, keep playing around with the idea of doing that shit, like just going ahead and monetizing my channel. But then it's like, I don't know if I have to, be more cautious of what I do and what I say and all this other shit, man. I don't know. I really wish I had a team and somebody to help me with that shit, because I don't like doing like all the technical shit, you know? I can barely make this stream watchable. I turn the camera on and I start painting and talking. Hey man, I don't know how to make this shit more interesting. Everybody else, like, you know, like real YouTubers, they pre-record and edit their videos and make sure it's, you know, simple and concise and try to keep it to this certain amount of numbers that the algorithm says holds the viewer's attention the most, because if you go too long, then you'll lose their the retention and all this other stuff, and like, oh man, whatever, yo. And then dealing with sponsors, you gotta, you know, product placement, and you gotta make sure that their product is in view of is in your viewer's view for so many seconds per hour. Or, I don't know. I am not the brains of the operation. I am just the hands. I am the worker. I do the work. You know what I'm saying? If I had somebody who could be the brains of this operation, I done told several people, man, I am $1 million product myself. I got $1 million worth of art in my house. Somebody just got to figure out how to sell this shit, man, and how to promote all this shit, man. That's it. That's all there is to it, man. I can make me and somebody can be a motherfucking millionaire if they got that goddamn, that marketing, digital, all that aspect of it, man. Shit. I want somebody to come. Hey, Travis, here's a can of soda. Give me a cue card with something written on it. You need to say this and have this in the camera, and they're gonna give us, you know, $1,000 a month for the next year. We got to do this, you know, once a week. And that's what I need, somebody to come bring that shit to me. Shit like that. Oh, it'll come soon enough, though. Skillshare is our sponsor for today. And hey, Skillshare is not our sponsor for today, people. I was just, you know, hypothetically. Everybody send me I make my subscription so low, cause that's something else people could do too. I can put my my YouTube behind a paywall, so you have to pay to watch this shit. But why would I do that? I make everybody pay $1 a month. $1 per month. I have like just a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. Hey, that'd be $1,000 a month for me. And I do this shit almost every day. Almost. I'm pretty consistent for the most part. Because this is what I enjoy doing. But yeah, if somebody can help me do shit like that and help me make money off the streams, I'm all for it. And shit, I ain't about to try to do that shit and go gung-ho all my goddamn self and make that shit, man. Like you said, I'd rather just sit here and chill with y'all guys like I've been doing since day one. I don't ask nobody for money. All I ask is for company. I be bored in the studio by myself. Sometimes, hey man, y'all come sit chill with me. Talk some bullshit. Smoke a doobie while I work on some paintings, man. And don't get no more simpler than that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna ask nobody for money. Now, if y'all want to give me money, I mean, I do have a Patreon. Damn, I couldn't even think of what the hell that shit was called, yo. I got a Patreon account. Y'all can definitely send me some money if y'all want to. Nah, you know, hey, it is what it is. I've been doing this shit like this for years, man. Okay, now people, say it along with me. We're going to read this out loud, okay? The falsification of African consciousness, Eurocentric history, psychiatry, and the politics of white supremacy. Yay, good. You guys are so smart. You're so smart, guys. You're fucking awesome, man. Everybody gets a gold star. You get one. You, little Jimmy in the back, you get one too. His background is stupid as shit. Look how stupid these little paintings on the wall are. It's nothing there. Some lines, a circle, some blue and white smudges, red something. This, it kind of looks like a tree, but not really. This thing, what is that? What is this? You don't know because I don't know. You know, what's that part? It's stuff. This thingamajiggy, it's something and it's there. I mean, you can see it. What is it? You know, this here. What's going on there? You know, none of that shit don't even matter. Why? Because this part, that shit right there, it just grabs your attention and lets you know that this is what you should be paying attention to. And that's the only important thing on the painting. There's books you read, because everything else don't make sense, man. It's just stuff that's there to occupy the space, you know, so that we don't have so much negative space. When there's just all this negative space, you're just like, there's nothing there. Nothing here, nothing here. There's nothing there. Look at this. What is this? Just negative, like. Bum, bum, bum. But somehow, the shit is great, man. That shit just works, bro. You know why? I'm a genius. I mean, I don't mean to say it out loud. I be thinking that shit to myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? It do feel good to say that shit out loud, though. I'm a genius. You know, I make something from nothing. You know, I take the bare minimum and I construct an elaborate labyrinth of liberties. More likely, likable. I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Oh, that light is out. But damn! Say that shit don't look hot. Try, what is it? It's a painting, man. I done did another thing. I made something else happen. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Just see what you can make happen. I made this happen. Y'all saw it. I mean, y'all was there. Y'all was there when I was making this shit happen, right? I did that, right? Okay, then. You know what I'm saying? Shit, make shit happen, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. Make it happen. You want something? Hey, do it. Whatever that shit is. You want to start snowboarding? Hey, man, make that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? You want to start a garden? Make that shit happen, man. You want to brew your own beers? Hey, bro. Better make that shit happen. All I want to do is paint, play video games. I try to make it happen. Hey, it's simple as that. You feel me? We got 2 hours. We got 2 hours in the studio. Party up, out of time. Because I'm gonna play some Cyberpunk 20. I lose my mind. You want some coffee? Make that shit happen. Nigga, I'm about to make some coffee happen, nigga. Shit. I'm about to make a bowl of cereal happen. I'm hungry. And if I don't eat something now before I start playing that game, I won't eat nothing. You know what I'm saying? I will go, you know, after a while, the game just fills me up and I lose interest in eating. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't never had that feeling, and you ain't no fucking gamer. You ain't never got full off of playing video games. 10 hours done past, you ain't had not even water, not nothing to drink. You want some dinner? I'm good. I'll be out in a minute. You know, no days like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know myself. I need to eat something now. If I don't eat now, I probably won't eat till dinner time. I'm just full off video games. It fills me up. I ain't even going nowhere. I catch y'all downstairs in a few minutes. I'm about to cyberpunk it up.